of a cyclone.
This town is going to have one big headache in the morning.
Sorry, haven't even got a closet left, folks.
Oh, we have a reservation, the Barclays.
Oh, Victoria and Audra. I never forget a reservation.
What is all this?
Cattle, Mrs. Barkley. Cattle, pure and simple. Every rancher with more than one steer is looking to make a sale. Buyers all the way from Denver fighting for the honor of paying top dollar.
Well, congratulations. Tired?
A little.
Is these your bags, ma'am?
Yes, that's right.
Now, if there's anything you ladies want, just holler. Nobody will hear you, but it's good for the lungs.
What time does the connecting stage to Stockton leave?
First thing in the morning. Rooms 3738 for Mrs. Barkley and her daughter.
Thank you.
Excuse me, but you two ladies wouldn't happen to be cattle buyers, would you?
Sorry.
So am I. Who's got 37?
I do.
I'll be out of your way in a minute.
Well, let me know when you want to have dinner.
In about an hour.
I hope you'll be comfortable, Mrs. Barkley. This door leads directly to your daughter's room.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Audra, I'm sorry. I fell asleep and... why didn't you tell me you changed your room? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, hello again, ma'am.
I thought this young lady was my daughter. I didn't mean to intrude.
So,
Excuse me.
Yes, Miss Barkley?
Could you please tell me what room my daughter is in now?
Who?
My daughter, Audra.
Your daughter?
Well, she was in 37, the one next to mine, but I was just there and all her clothes are gone.
No, ma'am.
What does that mean?
She wasn't in 37.
Well, of course she was.
That room's been empty for 2 days.
Look, Mr.
Gates. George Gates.
Mr. Gates, I realize everybody's in a playful mood, but I'm just a little too tired to join in. Now, what room is she in?
Mrs. Barkley, I'm not as fresh as a daisy myself, so suppose we both stop playing.
You helped us check in just a few hours ago. A very pretty young girl with long blonde hair.
Mrs. Barkley, if your daughter was in this hotel, she must have come in a suitcase. I never forget a reservation.
That's what you said when we registered.
You won't find her name in there.
Why not?
Because she never signed it.
Where is she?
There must be some mistake.
There is, and you made it.
Mrs. Barkley, your daughter was never in that room or in this hotel. Why don't you get a good rest? Things will look a lot clearer in the morning.
There's one thing you can't remove.
What?
Her perfume, the odor is still in that room.
Well, I was up in that room myself not more than an hour ago. I didn't smell a thing.
I'm sure you didn't, but I did. Now, I know that perfume. I bought it for her. Do I have to go to the sheriff?
Only if you want to cause trouble.
That's exactly what I'm going to do until I find my daughter. I want to see the sheriff.
You're looking at him.
Oh, I need your help.
People come banging through that door this time of night. Usually do.
It's my daughter. She's missing.
Lady, half the world's missing something. The other half looking for it.
Something has happened to her.
What?
I don't know. That's why I came here.
Calm down and tell me about it.
Well, we were on our way to Stockton. That's where
Would
we
you
met.
like some coffee?
No.
Mind if I have some?
Sheriff,
You got the floor.
we registered at the hotel to wait for the next stage. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, Audra's room was empty.
Not your daughter?
Yes, everything was gone. Her suitcase, her clothes, everything. I asked the desk clerk if she had changed her room, and he said he didn't know who I was talking about, that I was alone when I checked in.
Were you?
I just told you.
Well, sometimes a long, hot stage
Oh, for
ride.
heaven's sake, Sheriff, I'm not senile.
Maybe she found a traveling companion she liked better.
Is that your professional opinion?
Lady, this time.
Victoria Barkley.
All right, Victoria Barkley. Now, right now, this town is high on cattle, and the money that cattle will bring. It's like an avalanche. It don't stop to ask if you want to be part of it. It just kind of sweeps you along.
But they're telling me she doesn't even exist.
Now, why would anyone want
I don't know!
Well, I just can't go in there.
Sheriff, people. A whole lobby full of people saw us when we checked in. Now, why are you sitting there? Question them. Make them tell you what happened to her. You're the sheriff!
No getting away from that, is there? Let's go.
Satisfied?
No. Well,
I want to look at the room, and I want to talk to,
the porter and housekeeper.
Sheriff, I don't have...
Humor me, George.
Why don't you go out and arrest some drunks. It's more your speed, isn't it?
After I see the room. Up kind of late, ain't you, Sheriff? Man your age ought to spend as much time as he can resting.
Send up the porter and the housekeeper.
Why?
Because I told you to.
Something going on, Sheriff?
Maybe.
This lady thinks the hotel ought to supply a family as well as clean sheets.
Oh, why don't you go back to bed, Sheriff? I can handle it.
I'm up now, Hearn. I'll see it through.
When you get tired, you holler.
Bring them up to,
37.
Looks empty to me.
Exactly. A whole town is bursting at the seams. People are sleeping all over. Now, why? Why would there be a perfectly good room empty?
You got a point.
This closet. It was empty.
This is Mel Trevor's room. He's been here for the past week. I told her that.
No. This bureau here. But the bureau drawers, the cot, it was empty.
Mrs. Barkley.
It was empty.
All right, in here. I want you to help the lady.
You remember my daughter, don't you?
No, ma'am.
Oh, yes, you do. You brought her bag in here, and you put mine in the other room.
Yes, ma'am.
There.
You gave me $1.
That's right.
I thought it was a lot of money for bringing up one bag.
Oh, no, two bags.
No, ma'am. One bag. Yours. I left it in room 38.
Annie, did you see the lady's daughter?
You were turning down the bed when we came in.
I haven't worked this floor all day.
But you talked to us, you smiled. You saw her. All of you saw her. You tell him. Tell him you're lying. What are you doing to me? What are you trying to do to me?
I'll be in the lobby.
Having a good laugh with your friends over the feeble-minded lady from Stockton?
Maybe somebody down there has seen your daughter.
Then you believe me.
I didn't say that.
Why, help me.
As you said, I'm the sheriff.
I'll go with you.
Get some rest.
I can't.
You come on as strong as you did up here, and people are bound to back off.
Oh, I won't, I promise you. Oh, please, she's my daughter.
All right. Just remember, you dragged me over here to ask the questions.
Tired yet, Pop?
I'll let you know. Hungry?
Oh,
When's the last time you ate?
that doesn't seem very important now.
Things always look better on a full stomach. Take it from someone who's put in a lot of hungry hours.
Come on now, Sheriff. Don't be a hog. Introduce us.
We've met.
Not formally, ma'am.
It seems you two have adjoining rooms.
Well, now that's cozy, isn't it?
What room would that be, Mel?
Well, I'll tell you, Sheriff. You asked me to sit down, and maybe I'll let you force it out of me. My name is Mel Trevor, ma'am.
The sheriff asked you what room you were in.
37.
I didn't know you were staying in town, Mel.
And I didn't know I had to tell you every move I made, Sheriff.
Just making conversation. How long's it been?
I'll tell you what. Why don't you give me a refill? Give the lady what she wants, and give us a chance to get acquainted.
Gotta keep asking until you answer, Mel. How long have you been here?
Oh, about a week, on or off.
Get lonesome at the ranch?
Listen, I got 4,000 head of cattle out there. Bidding starts tomorrow. I gotta line up the best prices I can going in. Oh, by the way, you ought to be at the pens by dawn.
Don't think I can make it.
Why not?
Might have something a little more important than keeping the peace for a bunch of steers.
There is nothing more important in this town than steers. If anybody ought to know that, it's you. Ma'am, do you have any children?
3 sons and a daughter.
Well, maybe you'll understand what I'm talking about. Cattle are a lot like some children. You spend your life taking care of them because they don't have enough sense to take care of themselves. You worry about their weight, what they eat, whether they're warm enough in the winter, cool enough in the summer. You don't really have much time for anything else. But if they grow into what you want them to be, why, I guess it was all worth it.
Where is she?
I beg your pardon, ma'am.
Well, you're obviously in on it.
Sheriff, what is she talking about?
I thought I was supposed to ask the questions.
But you're not. You're just chatting.
One swallow, that's the deal.
Well, if you'll let me in on this, ma'am, maybe I can help.
Steady as she goes, sailor.
Oh, he ain't no sailor, ma'am. He's just a plain everyday range bum.
Why didn't you say some of that?
You thirsty, lady?
No, but my daughter might be. The pretty blonde you danced with a few hours ago.
Frank, did I dance with a blonde girl? Well, if you did, you sure kept it from your best friend.
You know who I mean.
No, ma'am, I don't. Once you bring her on over, I know I'd like her.
Now, what did that get you?
Is the whole town in on this? Why? What did we do?
Why don't you sit down?
What did we do to them? What did we do to them? Now you listen to me. You listen to me. My name is Victoria Barkley. My daughter's name is Audra Barkley. Now she's missing. And a lot of you know what happened to her. And I'm going to find her. You think because I'm a woman that I'll give up, that I'll turn and run? Well, I won't. So you better get used to me. I'm staying right here until I find my daughter. I'm not leaving here until I find her, and I warn you, she better not be hurt.
I'm a doctor, Miss Barkley. Try to calm yourself.
Get her up to her room.
No!
Let her be, Hearn.
She's giving the hotel a bad name.
Well, it's better than the one it's got. Now, it's all right, Mrs. Barkley.
No! Oh, no.
I'm going to give you something to help you rest.
No, I don't want to rest.
Now, listen to me, ma'am. Just listen. Now, just dry your eyes and relax.
No.
Let her alone. Let her alone.
You're in on this, too.
It's all right, folks. It's all right. The lady's a little disturbed. The doc will take care of her. Hey, go ahead with what you're doing. The stage is here. They're holding it for you.
Let it go. I'm not leaving.
We need the room.
Got your bag.
I found somebody who knows Audrey was with me.
Thought we had that all settled.
The stage driver. He drove us all the way from Salt Springs. Where is he?
There he is.
Oh, no, not him.
Oh, you mean that tall,
Yes,
burly-headed?
yes.
Yeah, he's halfway to Denver by now.
Yes, but he knows Audrey.
I don't know what the doctor gave you, but it really worked. You slept clear through, Mrs. Barkley. You're a day behind the rest of us.
Where's the sheriff?
Well, most folks come to me with their problems.
I'll take my chances with him.
He can't do nothing for you. He's a tired old man. Well, he gets out of breath just pulling on his boots. Now, let's go back to the hotel and pack your bags and make sure you're on this stage.
That's your ticket, Mrs. Barkley? You'll need it for the stage.
How many ways do I have to say it? I am not leaving. Yes, I have my ticket. Yes, I have my ticket, and I have Audrey's. Now, if I were traveling alone, why would I have 2 tickets to the same place?
Can you answer the lady's question, Hearn? Neither can I.
Now do you believe me?
Well, let's just say I don't doubt you so much.
All right, where do we start?
Guess the best place would be where you lost her. A hotel.
You won't find nothing there except trouble.
What kind of trouble, Hearn?
Kind you can't afford.
A man can afford most anything when he's got nothing to lose.
Well, how about the lady here? From where I'm standing, looks like she's got a lot to lose. Awful lot.
Let's go.
Oh, you're going all right. You just might have company.
It's nice and quiet for a change. Bidding started today. Everybody's out at the pens, where I ought to be.
Mr. Trevor's looking for you.
Matter of fact.
Wants you out at the pens.
Later.
You won't like that.
I'm not one of Mel Trevor's steers.
Aren't you?
You know, George, something is nagging at me.
Well, the doc is in room 7.
It's a riddle. A real puzzler.
Not interested.
Well, you're part of it.
Still not interested.
Now, you said that Mrs. Barkley's daughter didn't register, so she was never in this hotel.
That's right.
Everybody who stays in this hotel must register, right?
That's the rule, Sheriff.
Mel Trevor's name ain't in your book. Does that mean he was never in this hotel?
He didn't have to sign the register.
It's the rule, Mr. Gates.
Maybe in all the rush to get his things into the girl's room, it just Slipped everybody's mind.
Excuse me, I have work to do.
I hope you can do it in my office, George.
What?
You're under arrest.
On what charge?
Keeping sloppy books.
You can't do that.
Watch me.
I'm not going, Sheriff.
Well, after what you've told me, you need protection.
I didn't tell you anything.
Didn't you?
No.
You're a very nervous man, George. Everybody knows that.
No, yeah.
Least little pressure and you just break wide open.
I can't.
But you're my possum. I'm gonna dangle you at the end of my rope and see what starts nibbling.
I just do what I'm told. I hand out the keys and I sort the mail. And I laugh when someone tells a joke that I've heard 100 times, because that's what I am. I'm a desk clerk. It isn't much of a life, but it's all I've got. Please don't take it away from me.
And where is she?
You make you understand. They'll kill me.
If you don't scare yourself to death first.
No. No!
George!
No!
We're just in the line of duty, Sheriff. Can't take chances with a man running from the law.
Or talking to it.
Well, lucky thing you weren't first out the door. Or you, little lady.
I'll do that.
You know, that was a warning. It was telling everybody to keep quiet or they'd wind up like Gates. And they was telling us to back off or we'd wind up that way.
Sheriff, if the whole town is in on this, why didn't they tell you about it?
Guess maybe they figured if I knew, I wouldn't sound too convincing. Well, that's only part of it. More important, they knew I wouldn't do nothing if I did believe you.
They were wrong.
Not by much. Last night, you said they thought you'd turn and run because you was a woman. You don't have to wear skirts to do that. It's just what I want to do. Get out to those pens and mine Mel Trevor's cattle for 'em.
They don't think very much of you, do they? I mean, the deputy, Trevor, and all the rest.
They got a right. You see, this town, this territory makes its living off of cattle. Prime stock bringing prime prices. When the bidding's over and the money's been collected, everybody puts it in the bank for safekeeping.
You don't have to tell me.
You ought to know who you're getting stuck with. Last year, 3 men made a withdrawal, using their guns for collateral. They cut the bank clerk down because his hands were shaking so bad he couldn't load the money fast enough. He was about my age, and he was an old man, no match for the 3 of them. Looking down at him, I knew I wasn't either. And it froze me. The first time in my life, I was scared of dying. I got on my horse, and I rode the other way. So the ranchers formed a posse, but they'd waited too long for me to lead them. They come up empty, and those 3 fellas ain't been found yet.
But you're still a sheriff.
When I got back, they wanted to lynch me. Sometimes I wish they had. Instead, they hired Hearn to be my deputy and told him he'd be sheriff when my term was up. I got 3 months to go.
Then what?
I was a pretty good sheriff once. Town voted me the use of 25 acres near the river. That totals out about an acre a year. It's Trevor's land.
And he can take it back.
Anytime he wants.
He's part of all this.
Well, now, that's my worry. Why don't you go back to the hotel? I'll be close by.
I practically know your life story, but I don't know your name.
It's Kingston, ma'am. Roy Kingston.
I'm very pleased to know you, Mr. Kingston.
Sure hope you say that when this is all over.
Who is it?
Kingston.
Sheriff, I know where Audra is.
So do I.
Trevor, now he gave me this handkerchief last night. It has Audra's perfume on it.
I wired Stockton
Didn't you
last
hear
night.
me?
This
Trevor
just came...
has Audra.
Read it.
Don't you... Oh, no. No, that's a lie.
Oh, your son's name's Jared, isn't it?
Yes, but they tell her...
Audra, safe and sound. Tell Mother to hurry home. We all miss her. Signed, Jared Barkley.
Oh. They finally got to you two, didn't they?
What?
Nothing. Nothing. Oh, Audra. Oh, Audra. Why? Why did you do this to me?
Mrs. Barkley?
He's done this before.
Done what?
Run away.
Your daughter ran away?
In Salt Springs, the last stop we made. I refused to believe it because I didn't want to believe it. It's very hard sometimes for a mother to admit the truth about her daughter, but...
Well, it's not so bad. After all, she's home now. Everything's all right.
Yes. Yes, she's home. And I want to go home, too. What time does the next stage leave?
Couple of hours.
I'll be on.
You sure?
I just want to go home. I'm sorry I caused all this trouble.
Oh, we understand, Mrs. Barkley.
It was foolish of me.
Well, we all let our imaginations run away from us sometime.
Sheriff, thank you. Thank you very much for everything.
Hey! Hey! Well, Roy, everything's fine, and nobody got hurt.
You don't count Gates.
I don't. Strain your elbow. You keep bending it like that, Roy.
Mrs. Barkley's still stuck in his craw.
We had to do it, you know that.
Sure, I know that.
And why fight it? It'll be over soon.
That's supposed to make it any easier?
Keep your voice down.
Oh, come on, Mel. We don't have any secrets around here. We're just one big, happy family.
Listen to me, you drunken bum. In 3 months, you're gonna come crawling to me begging for those 25 acres.
Trying to forget that.
Or don't you forget it, because I can still say no. Look at you. You're an old man. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go without me, without my land, without my charity?
Think that over.
I'll be in the office.
And Sheriff, don't fall apart again, because there'll be nobody around to pick up the pieces.
We should have taken care of him a long time ago.
You'll get his badge soon enough.
Is this her food?
Yes, Doctor.
Where's Mr. Trevor?
I don't know.
All right, we'll take the tray on down to her.
I'm not going down there.
Take it down.
What's the hurry? I thought you left town.
I forgot something.
What?
Something I left with the porter. Excuse me.
I think we'd better tell the sheriff.
Yeah, good idea.
Audrey. 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 Oh, what did they do to you? What did they...
I don't see why we have to move her.
Doc says one more night down here might finish her.
But supposing somebody sees us?
Everybody's drunk or tired. All we have to do is be careful.
There she's gone. She couldn't have gone far. Not in her condition. You couldn't even buy your own lie.
Oh, please, please, let us go. She's very ill.
So are you, Mrs. Barkley. Don't hold out too much hope for your recovery.
You're not like them.
Look again.
You let go of that thing, you'll wake up everybody.
Right. We'll take him out of town. Nobody will hear anything out at the Ophir mine.
Well, keep him out of circulation for a few days. That was the deal.
Mrs. Barkley just canceled that deal. She's one of the most respected women in the state. When she talks, everybody listens.
But you just can't kill two people.
Well, how can we kill them, Roy? Mrs. Barkley left town hours ago. Her daughter wasn't even here. Isn't that what she told you?
Yeah, but...
We don't know where they went. Nobody else will either.
Oh, you're quite a businessman, aren't you, Mr. Trevor? Tell me, how do you buy a man's soul for 25 acres of land near the river?
That's all I've got.
But is it all you want?
Get the rig and bring it out back. Unlock the rear door.
Go ahead, Sheriff. Go ahead, do it. Pretend we never existed. You can do that. What do two strangers mean to a man who doesn't even care about himself? All it takes is...
Shut up!
Oh!
Back off, Mel!
Get the rig!
That's as hard as you go, Hearn.
trying to save herself.
That's what we're all trying to do, ain't it?
Roy, the girl has anthrax. You know what that means. Nobody will touch our cattle. We'll be right back where we were a year ago, starving to death.
A full belly ain't worth their lives.
A few more days, it'll all be over. Cattle would be sold, and nobody would know.
I'll know, Mel.
Stay put.
I feel fine.
You'll feel even better when Nick and Jared get here tomorrow, if you stay put.
What am I going to do with her?
Listen.
Did I give the cattle anthrax?
No, ma'am. Humans can't give it.
No, they can only get it.
Well, then why did they kidnap me?
If the buyers knew there was anthrax in the area, they wouldn't touch those cattle. The cattlemen around here'd go broke.
Why didn't you tell me you were ill, Audra?
Well, I thought I was only tired from the trip. And I didn't want to worry you, so I asked the desk clerk to send up the doctor. After he examined me, he gave me a shot, and I went to sleep and woke up in that cellar.
Well, it's over now. And as long as we have to stay here for a couple of days, we might as well be comfortable.
I'll see you before you leave.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank your mother. She's got a painful sense of right and wrong.
Are you sorry?
No. Gave me another chance. Another 3 fellas riding around out there with something that don't belong to them. And I got 3 months to get it back.
You will.
As late as it's getting. Tell you what. I go down, further down the line, and you, follow up here.
That's what I figured.
What's that?
Well, that just gives me about twice as much fence to check as you.
Well, you're young and healthy.
It'll be dark before I'm through. Maybe I'll spend the night in the lion shack. Come on in the morning.
Suit yourself.
Barkley?
What can I do for you?
Remove your weapon.
Look, if you fellas are figuring on robbing me, well, I gotta...
Silence! Now hear my words. On the morrow, you'll stand before a tribunal of my people to be tried on a charge of murder.
For murder?
There's no more to be said. Now get on your horse.
Look, mister, I don't know what kind of loco talk you're making, but
Enough! He'll be punished properly at the trial. Now put him on his horse. Hurry! The day wanes and we must travel far.
right, that's 3. Now, you want to try for 4?
You just caught me when I was very tired from riding a fence all day.
Saddest story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Isn't Heath here yet? Dinner will be spoiled if we wait much longer.
No, and as late as it is, I doubt if he'll be coming in at all.
Well, we'd better eat then. Although I must say, I don't like the idea of his eating from a tin can in that lime shack.
Especially if he knew we were having a beef roast. The truth of the matter is, I think Heath was looking for an excuse to spend the night out on the range.
You're probably right. Heath told me that once in a while he likes to be off by himself, do a little thinking. Says it makes him appreciate it more when he gets back.
It is?
Pig! Kill him. Kill him right now!
You'd find no gratification in such an action, my child.
Yes, I would.
Silence! When the sun rises, then will he be judged.
And punished according to the laws of our people.
So be it. Now fetch him some food, child. Give me the cage. Wait a minute.
See what else he's got.
All right. Uh-oh, looky here.
Hey, that's real nice.
Give me that.
How much money you got there, Brother Cyrus?
It counts to better than $20. Look. Hey, ain't that a lot for him?
You know, Brother Cyrus, well, 5 years of living with a man as thick as her husband was in this long period of mourning, well, it ain't good for either her or you.
I know, Brother Benjamin. I know. And I aim to speak to Brother Hammett about that.
Quiet, brethren. We will begin. State your name.
You know my name.
This court has been convened, Heath Barkley, to judge you on a charge of murder. Have you anything to say before sentence is passed?
I don't know what this is all about. But if you think I murdered somebody, then you should turn me over to the sheriff.
No. You killed one of our people. Therefore, you should be tried by our laws. I am no judge, and they're your jurors.
I tell you, there's some mistake. I didn't kill anybody.
You killed this woman's husband.
When?
5 days ago.
Mister, you're wrong. 5 days ago, I was home working on my family's ranch, and I can prove that.
He died 5 days ago from a bullet you put in him 5 years ago.
What are you talking about?
His name was Joshua, and he was a man of peace. Yet on the 3rd day of March in the year 1872, while passing by night on the road near White Springs, you accosted him, attempted to rob him, and then shot him. If you deny this, you lie.
I don't deny I was around White Springs about that time. And I shot at someone. The man was trying to rob me. I was bedded down for the night, and he was trying to steal my horse.
Silence. Then you admit you shot Joshua.
I only admit that I shot at someone. I don't know who. I don't even know if I hit him or not.
Your mark was true. The bullet lodged in his back. It could not be removed. It slowly spread poison in his system until that poison killed him.
He was paralyzed from it. He had no feeling from the waist down. He feel nothing at all. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything. For 5 years, he was like that.
I had to carry him. Every place he went, like a little baby.
But can't you understand? I didn't murder him. I was only protecting myself and what was mine.
It's Joshua's word against yours.
But he's dead. Look, can't you see I'm not the kind of man that goes around robbing and killing people? Doesn't anybody believe me?
What say you, brethren? Does he speak the truth? So be it. Heath Barkley, you have been found guilty as charged.
I tell you, I'm not guilty.
Your sentence has been prescribed. Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, and foot for foot. Therefore, as you have taken away life, you must replace it with your own.
You can't kill me for something I didn't do.
I did not say you'd be put to death. I said you must replace it with your own life. You will replace the one that's been taken from us.
What do you mean by that?
In time, perhaps you will learn the goodness of our ways. We are a simple people. We ask for little and take only what Providence provides. We live in righteous fear and look upon one another for sustenance. You, therefore, will provide as Joshua provided.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
By your hand, this woman was left without support or provision. Accordingly now, you will serve her as you're directed.
What do you mean, as I'm directed? You can't make me serve her or anybody else.
You will do as you are told, work as you're directed, and live out your days in penance. In doing so, you have been given your only hope for salvation.
What's it gonna be, Brother Barkley? You gonna behave yourself so as we can get along?
Tell him what to do.
I need wood for my fire. It gets cold at night, and I like a nice big fire.
Come along.
Well, now, this is hard to figure.
Why?
Why Heath didn't get to this part of the fence. I left him just a little beyond here.
Maybe he went after some new wire.
If he wanted wiry to come home for it, he wouldn't have stayed at the line shack.
Might be trying to get in some extra bunk time.
Uh-huh. Well, now, we'll just see to that.
And on the other hand, maybe he isn't.
That enough?
I said I liked a big fire.
That's right, you did. Well, I can't say as I blame you. Warm fire can be kind of comforting to someone who's alone.
Helps.
I'm sorry.
What for?
That you lost your man. That you're alone. No woman should be like that.
Listen, don't you try to soft talk me.
I just said I'm sorry. And I am.
You waste water like it was real easy to get. Well, it ain't. It's got to be carried up from the lake. So from now on, that'll be your job. Now, you get back into your cage. Evening, Bettina. You got enough wood?
For a while. I brung us food.
Well, I'd say that's right fine if I was an old hog. Yeah, lie down there and slop it up.
Don't. If you kill him, you'll be doing him a favor.
All right. I don't want to do him no favors. Bettina, sit down. I want to talk.
What's about?
About you and me. About what I've been saying to Brother Hemet. It ain't right. Us two being the only ones hereabouts that ain't... Bettina, you know I got a feeling for you, don't you?
You forget I'm in mourning for a year.
Well, Brother Hemet could fix that if you was of a mind.
I don't think so.
Time, woman. Just give it a little more time.
Yeah, I sent Collins out to scrape up some more men. He's going to meet us down at the West Gate. We'll find him. Don't you worry, we'll find him.
It's been 2 nights, Jared.
We know.
For the man and women folk, maybe. But you gotta remember, we got a lot of mighty thirsty horses back to camp. So you just keep right on hauling. You and me and Brother Hammett's going to ride down the valley tonight.
What about him?
If we ain't back by morning, Brother David will keep him busy.
Oh, I reckon her seeing him work like that kind of satisfies the hate she's got for him.
Just so it don't satisfy it too much.
Where are they going?
Hunting.
At night?
There's fresh meat in the valley.
I mean, there are cattle herds in this valley. Straight all over at this time of year.
If a dumb animal has guided us, we accept it as a gift of Providence. Here's your food.
Providence, huh? Well, that kind of thinking might explain a lot of things.
What do you mean?
Nothing. But if I wait long enough, maybe Providence will provide me with something a little more digestible. Good night. Come along, Brother David.
time. There's nothing under that dirt but rock. Besides, you couldn't get far anyway. Cyrus's dogs won't allow it. They'd catch you and tear you apart if you tried to escape.
Is that for me? Providence moves in mysterious ways.
You'd be no good to me or anyone else if you didn't eat.
That's the kind of stuff Hemet lets you read?
Nobody knows I have it. I found it. You been to places like that?
San Francisco, Barbary Coast, sure, lots of times.
Is it a place of sin?
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Those women. You find them attractive?
Well, I suppose so. Of course, there's a lot of different ways a woman is attractive to a man.
Am I attractive?
I'd say so. To men like Cyrus and some of those others.
I don't care about them. I'm asking you.
Well, I might be able to give you a better answer if you'd clean yourself up and started looking the way a woman should.
Fred.
Evening, Victoria. Still no luck. Now, Nick and Jared asked me to come by and tell you they're going to bed down the lion shack tonight. And we'll all start looking again at sunup.
Well, thank you very much. I guess I'll go to bed now. Good night.
Good night.
Who's there? Leave whoever you are, before you're shamed. You hear me?
Come on.
You can't escape. If you run, they'll kill you.
They can't kill me if they can't find me.
I'll tell them.
No, you won't. Not if you're any kind of a woman, you won't.
How do you know what kind of woman I am? Listen, you can find out. If you say I can speak to Hemi.
No.
Please. I'll do anything you want.
I'm sorry.
They'll find you. They'll bring you back. Then you'll be sorry.
Where's Barkley?
He attacked David and he ran off over there.
You take this road. I'll circle about. Barkley, you move one step closer to that horse and I'll be forced to blow your brains out. Temper justice with mercy, Cyrus. Let him down. Now understand me. We are not of a savage nature, but rather a gentle people. For we believe that forgiveness is better than revenge or punishment. I hope by now that you have learned the hopelessness of trying to escape. For the next time, your punishment will not be so simple.
Seeing as how you people are so gentle, so understanding. My family. Their minds are to be set at ease. At least let them know they don't have to worry about me anymore. I mean, you'd expect the same consideration, wouldn't you?
It would weigh heavy on my conscience if others suffered because of your sins. What have you that they may know, would recognize?
I had a coin on a chain. He took it.
Give it to me. I will consider the matter. I'll see him to his tasks. And be wary.
All right, move. You ain't even finished hauling water. Move!
It is only right that his family be set to ease.
It's like he's just vanished. We're running out of places to look.
You sound like you're giving up.
Nobody's giving up, Mother. It's just that the men, well, they're getting tired and they want to get back to work.
Well, then get other riders.
We already have.
There'll be a dozen men here ready to ride at sunup. Good night, Mother.
Good night, Mother.
It's his lucky coin.
The living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything.
You would do well to put Heath Barkley from your memory. He is as a dead man.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute. It says as a dead man.
Not is a dead man.
Hey, seeing as how he's so close to Stockton, what do you say we go on in and have a little refreshment?
I say that's a good idea. A real good idea.
Go away. Let me sleep.
I brought you some coffee. Please, I want to speak to you.
Some other time.
I say again what I said by the lake. I could make life better for you. I could speak to Emmett.
What about?
About you're taking me for your wife. Is it so much to your dislike? I bathed for you. You saw me. And my hair, I washed it and combed it. Do you like it?
Yes, I do.
Then you like me as a woman.
There's a lot more goes into being a woman than just taking a bath and combing her hair.
I feel like a woman. When men look at me, I feel like a woman.
What men? Cyrus, some of those others? They're not men, they're animals.
My husband was just like them. I married him because I was told to. I didn't love him, I couldn't. For a long time, I thought I could never love anyone. Any man. Because I thought they were all like that. But now I'm not sure. You looked at me by the lake and you said, I'm sorry. Please, I don't want your pity.
Wake up, child. Wake up, I say.
You gotta understand, Brother Hammond, it wasn't his fault.
He partook of liquor, did he not?
Well, that's what I mean. It was the liquor. You know how it makes him. He couldn't help himself.
That'll be all, Brother Benjamin. Ah, my child. What is it? Did you not sleep well?
I was restless.
It's understandable, very understandable. Considering the trying times you've endured, a woman all alone without... My child, I've decided it'd be wrong for you to suffer any longer. A woman is only made whole by the bonds of marriage, and that's how it should be.
You wish me to remarry so soon?
I wish only for your happiness. Therefore, I decree that your period of mourning be ended. And on the morrow's sun, I will bind you in wedlock to Brother Cyrus.
Cyrus?
Who else among us is without a woman, or sheep without a man? It is ordained. Come now. Be happy for your salvation from loneliness.
As you wish.
That's better. Now, About the money your departed husband left you. I believe it was $100, was it not?
Yes.
I'll need $50 of it as a dowry for Brother Cyrus. Now.
Now? I don't understand.
He's been put in jail in Stockton. The money is necessary for his release. And what better use could the money be put to than in behalf of one's betrothed?
I get it. May I go with you? I need cloth for a proper wedding dress.
I'll have the wagon hitched. Be ready in 5 minutes now.
No question about it, this gives us reason to hope. I'll round up the men and meet you out at the ranch in about an hour, all right? We'll be ready. Come on.
Now you go purchase your cloth while I get Cyrus.
What's that?
That's called perfume. Here, have a sniff.
How much is it?
The small bottle's $1.
$1. Stuff sure just smell good. You sure do have a lot of nice things in this store.
Why don't you take a look around? You don't have to buy anything you don't want.
Thank you.
Peace, brother.
That purplish cloth sure is pretty.
I'm afraid it's very costly. It isn't cloth, it's pure silk.
I need something like that for my wedding dress. See, I want it to look like this.
Bettina, we're ready to go.
I'm sorry, I'm still looking.
She was just showing me a picture of the dress she wants to make.
A dress like that is not for you. It's the cloth of a scarlet woman. This is more fitting. What is the price?
$3.
Pay for it and keep us waiting no longer.
I'll get your size.
Please, I have to hurry.
Audra had that dress made for this photograph last year.
There's no doubt about it. It had to be torn from the family photograph.
Heath carried one around like that in his wallet, only smaller, same as me. What I'd like to know is where'd the girl get it?
Fred, have you got any idea where they might be camping now?
Well, this being the dry season of the year, I'd expect they'd be back in the hills near the lake. At least that's where they camped 2 years ago.
Well, you take your boys and try Blue Lake, and we'll take ours and get you
All
out.
right.
Well, good night, Brother David.
Good night, Brother Cyrus.
You miss me today, Brother Barkley? Well, don't you worry. Because after Bettina and me gets married in the morning, we'll have the rest of the day. Just you and me. And the next after. For just as long as you say. Bettina. Bettina, you hear me?
I'm in bed, Cyrus. What do you want?
Well, I come to say goodnight.
Thank you, good night.
That's all?
I'm very tired, Cyrus. I'm going to sleep now.
Well, all right. Good night. I'll see you in the morning.
Call it perfume. Is it too much?
Well, considering the rest of this place, no. It's kind of nice. Cyrus should be pleased.
I didn't buy it for Cyrus. I bought it, well, to prove to you that I can be a woman.
Bettina, you are a woman. It's just that...
What? That I'm not enough of a woman? If you could teach me, I can learn. It takes a man to teach a woman, doesn't it? The others, Cyrus, and even the man that was my husband. You were right when you said they're animals.
But you're marrying Cyrus tomorrow.
I can't marry him if I'm not here, can I?
You'd run. To where?
Anywhere you take me. I know where they keep the key to the padlock.
We'd need horses.
I can get them.
What about the dogs?
I'll take care of them.
Understand one thing. In case you want to change your mind. Now, there are laws, civilized laws that'll keep them from taking you back. And I'll see to it. And I'll help you get a new start. But as for me, I'm not part of the bargain.
You're a man, Heath Barkley. The only man I've ever known. And I'm learning already. I think I would be disappointed if you were part of the bargain.
Well, there's nothing around here. Let's try Pine Lake. It's 2 miles on up.
one. Pretty one. All picked out. But him wouldn't.
She's dead.
Yeah. It's his fault she's dead.
All right, hold it right there. Throw him down, boys.
You all right?
I'm all right. This girl was to be wed on the morrow. Why? Why in the name of justice couldn't the bullet have found you instead of her? She was trying to help you escape, wasn't she? Why? Why? For 5 years, her heart cried out for vengeance.
You're wrong. It wasn't vengeance.
You corrupted her. The days you spent with her, you stole into her mind like the serpent of Eden. You made her see evil as good.
No. I just gave her a chance to see herself as she could be. As a woman.
You turned her against her own people. Against the memory of her own husband.
Against living here in darkness.
The darkness is outside in your world, where sin and temptation blot out God's light. We kept Bettina away from Satan's reach.
And away from life. There's a lot that's bad in the world. But hiding from it isn't the answer. You've got to fight it. And in the meantime, enjoy all the good. You see, Bettina wasn't trying to free me nearly as much as she was trying to free herself and begin to live. You understand, I have to report what happened here to the sheriff.
I understand.
Howdy, Grant. Morning.
Oh.
Wait a minute, honey. Wait a minute. Yeah. Dropped your Bible. You better hurry along now. You're gonna be late for church.
Thank you.
Hey, you! Stop!
Get a doctor.
Oh, it's Strider. They busted him out.
You got it.
Told you we would.
Have any trouble?
He's just busting you out of jail.
Yeah, what happened to his leg? I don't know, Floyd. He was all right when we picked him up. Yeah, well, he's lame now. Well, maybe we'll leave him here. Yeah. Then we'll put that pack on your back. You stay with it, partner. You'll earn yourself a mess of sugar. Come on, let's ride.
Didn't expect you boys this fast. You must have rid with furs under your blankets.
Well, I hope you got some fresh horses. Ours are finished.
A few hours of daylight left. We'll have to be saddled up and out of here as soon as we can.
Say, that was some excitement you folks had over in Stockton. Them Striders busting their brother Floyd out of jail in broad daylight.
About those horses.
Too bad about the sheriff and the deputy, though.
Well, now, mister, we sure would like to jaw with you, but we got to get moving.
Moving?
Now.
Oh, you got plenty of time. You're supposed to wait right here. I got this telegraph just a few minutes ago from the sheriff in Stockton. You know who's coming to lead your posse? Seth Campbell, that's who.
Seth Campbell?
I bet you never thought you'd see the day to be riding with him now, did you?
I saw him in Carson City, over 20 years ago. Him just a-walking down the street kept those tin horns in the straight and narrow.
Wait till I tell my boy. He reads about Seth Campbell in them dime novels.
Well, I remember him when I was, about that high. He's wearing luck.
Nick, we wait another hour or two, it'll be dark. We'll be stuck here till morning.
We've been ordered to wait.
Just a couple of minutes ago, you were ready to saddle up and ride out.
Well, now, that was before I heard that Seth Campbell was joining us. Now, we may lose a day, but he'll make up for it and then some.
We may lose a lot more.
Here he comes.
I'm Seth Campbell.
Yes, Marshal. I'm Link Haynes, station manager, and I just want to say, well, I'm awful proud.
Pleasure, Mr. Haynes. This is my son, Seth Jr. He came along to learn the trade.
Well, that's mighty fine.
Howdy.
I'll take your horses. These men here, they're your posse.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening, sir.
This is my son, Seth Jr.
Howdy. Hi, Seth. No, it's been a long time since I led a posse. Pencil pushers in Washington have had me transporting federal prisoners lately. As a matter of fact, I was on my way by train to pick up Floyd Strider when his brothers beat me to it.
Mighty nice to have you with us, Marshal.
Well, it's a pleasure to be... Say, don't I know you?
Nick Barkley.
Not Victoria Barkley's boy.
That's right, sir.
Well, it's been a long time since I saw you on the ranch years ago. You weren't more than yay high. How's your mother?
Fine, sir, fine.
Fine's the word. Victoria Barkley's a fine woman.
Let me introduce you to your posse. This is Jack Wilson.
Mr. Wilson?
Marshal. Mike Owens.
Mr. Owens.
My pleasure. Jess Curry.
Curry. Hello, Marshal.
And back here's my brother Heath.
Well, it's always a pleasure to meet a Barkley. Well, let's get down to business, gentlemen. If you'll raise your right hands, I'll swear you in as deputies. Stand up, please, Mr. Barkley. Raise your right hand. Do you all solemnly swear to defend the Constitution of the United States and California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, to the best of your abilities, so help you God?
I do.
I will.
Well, now the way I see it, the Striders will head for Nevada over the Sierras.
That's the way we figured it.
Now, from the look of their tracks, they've got an extra animal with them, probably a pack horse. They've also got a lame horse, so they'll be looking for a fresh one.
Well, now, they wouldn't dare show themselves in town, so they'll probably steal one from one of the outlying ranches.
Exactly. That's why I wired to every ranch within a day's ride of here to be on the lookout for them. Now, that lame horse is going to slow them down, so if we don't give them any rest, we can make up valuable ground.
Marshal, you figuring on night tracking them?
Yes, I do. As soon as those horses get up here.
Quarter moon's all we got. Just right for an ambush.
Well, I reckon a quarter moon is all I'll need, but thank you for the advice, Mr. Barkley. I'll be on the lookout for an ambush. Striders will be moving at night, and so will we.
Here's your horse, Marshal.
No paint horse for me, Mr. Haynes.
He's a mighty fine animal, Marshal.
Well, I'm sure it is, but take it back and give me another animal, will you, please?
Marshal, I'll be glad to change with you.
No, thank you, Mr. Curry. I don't want a paint horse along at all. Never had but bad luck with them. You know, there's two things to remember about this job, gentlemen. It's skill and luck. Never underestimate either one of them.
Looks like that lame horse of theirs is getting worse.
That's good reading them, boy. Dismount, men. Rest the horse for a minute. Seth. Here. Loosen your cinches. Let them breathe. Don't water them. They get the collar. Fill your canteens if you want it.
Well, we've been making pretty good time. No ambush yet.
Well, you called it, Marshal. No paint horse. Maybe we've been lucky so far.
I know it sounds crazy, but that's the way I feel. Hey, I don't remember seeing you at the Barkley Ranch when I was there years ago.
I wasn't there as a boy.
Oh?
I grew up in Strawberry.
Oh. But you know, I feel that I've met you someplace before. Is that possible?
5 years ago, I rode with you up in Placer County.
Why, sure. Sure. Yeah, that was Johnny Rote and his gang. We nailed him pretty good, didn't we? Well, we did, didn't we?
That's right, Marshal. You sure did.
No, we did. And we're going to do it again, son, if we all stick together. Right?
Maybe.
You know, it's a funny thing. People all over this country have put their faith in me from time to time, and the way I read it, you've got no faith in me at all. None at all.
Keith, so you've ridden with Seth Campbell before, huh?
Yeah.
Just how come you never mentioned it?
I was working on a farm up in Placer County about 5 years ago. Campbell comes riding in with a posse after the road gang. I guess I couldn't wait to be the first in line to join up, ride with the great Seth Campbell.
So?
All right, that's right.
Guess we better be going.
I loosened your cinch.
Floyd, Jeet, this no good pack horse is slowing us down.
He's right, Floyd. The horse is hatched.
All right, quit your beefing. Stop here and rest him a while.
Floyd, we're not getting anywhere this way. Why don't we just lose that old plug permanently?
Now listen, that horse is carrying something worth slowing down for. You better see nothing happens to him either. It'll be your hide.
It'll be my hide. Floyd, at least you forget. Me and Luke, we quit the Army just to come out here and break you out of jail. Now, you're joining me just like that buck sergeant did. You know, we'd have been better off to stay there on the post. We ate regular and we got paid and we didn't have to run around.
Why don't you go right on back there, then?
Now, Floyd, you know I can't do that. After sticking a knife in that sergeant, if I ever got near that post...
All right! And I don't want to hear no more about how good you had it in the Army. The only reason you joined up anyway because the law in 3 states was out looking for you.
Well, anyway, what about that horse's leg? What are we going to do? Well, we're going to try for the nearest ranch, and we're going to get ourselves some new animals. If that leg gives out first, well, we think of something else. Come on, let's get moving.
How about another one, Marshal?
Don't mind if I do. There, boy. Just don't tell the temperance ladies on you, Daddy.
I won't if you don't.
Well, to get back to the story and finish her up. There we were. Old Bull Kimball and me staring down each other's gun barrels. No more than 5 foot apart. And the place was crowded with folks. I said, Bull, put down your iron or I'm going to have to burn you down. Knowing full well I'd never shoot in that crowd. Well, old Bull, he'd killed a couple of men in his time, but he wasn't pure mean. He said, Constable, tell you what, let's you and me arm wrestle. You put my knuckles down on the wood, I'll go peaceable. But you lose. You give me 2 hours to get out of town. Well, I wasn't much older than young Seth Jr. here. Weighed about 15 pounds less, but I was a cocky young buck in them days.
Well, what happened, Marshal?
Well, Bull got his 2 hours, but I had him in custody in 3. I can tell you, I practiced my arm wrestling after that. You know, it's a great sport. Hey, gentlemen, what about it? Any takers?
No, thank you.
Gentlemen, come on now. Mr. Curry, huh?
All right. I'll have a go at it. All right, sir. Heath, how about you moving?
There we go. Yeah. All right. On 3, huh? 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Curry. Well done, sir. I thought you had me there at the beginning. Oh, it's a pleasure, Marshal. Believe me, a pleasure.
Well, who's next? Nick Barkley, how about you?
No. I think I better pass this time, Marshal.
Heath Barkley. Come on, boy, roll up your sleeve. Let's go.
You don't mind, Marshal? I think I'll pass, too.
Pa, it's getting late. You had a hard ride. Why don't we turn in?
Well, now, son, I brought you along on this posse, but not as my nursemaid. Come on, boy, let's go.
No, thanks, Marshal.
Oh, can't let's get away with that. You got a stout right arm there. Let's get at it.
Oh, come on, Heath. It's no shame to get beaten by Seth Campbell. Kind of an honor, I'd say. Heath, he don't fight nobody under 80.
How's about if we break the Marshal's right arm, Heath?
Both arms? Oh, no. Let up on him, men. Let up on him. Heath may have good reasons for not wanting to indulge in a little arm wrestling. Personal reasons, maybe. Care to let us in on them? Or are they too personal?
All right, Marshal.
Good. Oh, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
chain, Nick.
I'm all right, sir.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you fellas, but I'm for another round. Marshal?
No, put the bottle away. Want your men to get some sleep. Seth, you stand guard. We'll be riding in 2 hours.
The Marshal's a mighty proud man. He ain't used to losing. You had to take him down a notch, didn't you? I hope you're satisfied.
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. It's a trap. Now we're gonna rush him. Stay down.
Oh? Take it easy, Pa. It's me. Well, let me have that. Let me have the gun. Oh, boy. Are you all right? Now take it easy, Pa. Here.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let's get back. You need a little sleep, that's all.
Fine.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
I'm fine.
We heard something out here. What's going on?
It's all right. It's okay. Pa had a touch of pneumonia here a few weeks back. He was pretty sick. And those drinks he had tonight, they didn't help him much. But he'll be all right. He'll be just fine when he gets a little sleep. Huh, Pa? One of us is going to take over the watch.
I'll do it.
All right, Owens. Oh, you know, maybe you shouldn't have come on this posse. But the doc said you needed more rest.
Son, I had to come on this posse. I don't know how many more posses I got left. I wanted you to come with me to give you the feel of things while I still had the chance.
I know that, but you got to take care of your
There are
health.
only two things in this world that mean anything to me, boy. You and the way I do my job. Now, that's all I've got to leave you. What I know about being a lawman.
Look, you've given me enough already, Pa. I just hope I can do as good as you.
You're going to be better than me. I know that. But I've got to teach you while I still got the chance. Do you understand that, son?
Sure, Pa, I understand. Turned out to be quite a trip, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm better off here than I would be in town. I'll let Jack Purdy talk me into squiring his cousin to the social tonight.
What'd she look like?
Oh, no, never saw her. I do know one thing. If she looks anything like the rest of them Purdys, I'm better off on this posse. Marshal Campbell. Could be his kid's right, you know. Old man, long, hard ride, just over a bout with pneumonia, too much to drink. He'll be fit as ever by morning after a good night's sleep.
Could be.
You don't think so, huh?
I don't think so.
Heath, what is wrong with you? You've been dropping hints all along and running away from them.
That posse in Placerville. I never was really quite sure in my own mind what happened there. So I never said anything.
You were after the road gang.
Like the marshal said, we nailed him, all right. But what he didn't say was we lost 3 good men doing it.
Oh, that happens, Heath. It happens.
Nick, I don't think those 3 men had to die.
So you're blaming Campbell?
I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just trying to think it through, see it as it was. There was the Rhodes ready to surrender. There was Campbell. yelling, "Take them, get them, take them. They're ready for the taking." It was like he wanted to fight. It was like he was out of his mind.
Now, you could be dead wrong about that, Heath.
I could be.
You know, the road gang is a pretty tricky bunch. You don't hold up a dozen banks and get away clean, you know. Could be the old man thought they were setting a trap for him. Or maybe he knew something you didn't know.
Maybe. Maybe if I'd tried stopping him, those 3 men wouldn't be dead.
Get some sleep.
All right, boys, drink up. Let's get going. Today's the day we bring in the Striders.
Feeling better this morning, Marshal?
All right, let's get going before that trail gets cold. Oh, Wilson, I took a look at your horse. You better check his left rear shoe. Seemed loose to me. Oh, and put that fire on.
Well, he looks to be in pretty good control of things.
Yep, looks to be.
Floyd, this animal's all give out.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have to get rid of him.
What are you going to do about that pack?
You're going to ride up ahead to one of them ranches and come back with another horse. 2 if you can. Now get moving.
All right, Floyd. See you.
All right, come on. Help me get that pack onto my horse. I'll be nice and careful now. We're going to need this baby.
Riders coming up from behind us. I seen them from the top of the ridge. I don't know how many of them there are. They're too far away.
Yeah, that'll be the posse coming out of Stockton. We better get out of here. Turn that animal loose, Luke. Let me up behind you, Jeep.
All right.
Boys, the trail's heating up. What do you make of these tracks, huh?
Well, there's only 3 horses now, Pa.
You telling me they split up?
No, I'd say that they got rid of that lame pack animal of theirs. They probably shifted whatever it was carrying onto one of the others. That's 2 men are riding double now.
That's right as rain. You got to track his eyes, yes. Now, men, we'll be tangling with them soon. Now, some of you that haven't ridden posse are probably a little nervous right about now. But don't be, because once you get into it, it'll pass, believe me. The important thing is to do what I tell you. Remember, I've been at this for 33 years. Now, just have faith in me and do like I tell you. All right, let's ride. Looks like the end of the trail is a ghost town.
You sure put them in our laps, Marshal.
You're going to be mighty surprised.
I don't know about that. I don't like those 3 horses out there, just like nobody had a care in the world. We'll dismount. We'll go up on foot. That's a Gatling gun. Wilson! Curry, I want you to take up your positions on the other side of the wall over there when I give you the word. And then when we start firing, jump the wall and rush them. Seth and I will follow you. The Barclays will cover us and then come up and help us finish them off. All right, go. Get ready.
Marshal, there's no cover out there. They'll be cut out.
We're not going to let them get away. We're going to rush them now.
Well, they're not going to get away. Their horses are back there. At least wait till dark.
I gave those men a lawful order, and by heaven, they're going to carry it out. We're going to rush them. Now get ready.
Marshal, we'll get those men, but rushing a Gatling gun in broad daylight is suicide.
You've been given a lawful order. Now carry it out.
Chance. You can't
move out of there. Kept going.
Marshal, you saw what happened.
Maybe he's right, Pa.
Don't you turn coward on me, boy. I take care of my men.
That gun's already killed 2 of them, Marshal.
Seth, you and me are going to rush them. Let's go.
Hold it, Marshal.
You know what you're doing, don't you? You're interfering with a federal officer in performance of his duty. Nick, try and talk some sense into him.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Marshal. He's right. I've got to go along with him.
Suit yourself. You shoot me, it'll be in the back, boy. This is still my posse, and my boy and I are going in there. Come on, son.
I didn't want to have to do that.
Now listen, boy. 2 men are dead because of that gun. We keep rushing it head on, we're all going to be dead.
We're going to need some help.
Jess, get down the other end of this wall and give him something to worry about. Seth, let's get down to Swanson's ranch. It's about 10 miles down the road. Let's go in Swanson to give us some help.
What about my pa? Oh, wait a minute. Nobody's going anywhere. This is still my posse.
Oh, you take it easy. I'm going for help.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Stay here. I'm going.
No, you're not, son. Give me a son. Carry it back.
It's not your posse anymore, Marshal.
Boy. Look here. Yeah. Looks like they're going for help. Yeah, we better clean out what's left of them fast. Now, when I start firing, you bust out, see if you can flank them. Now move, I'll cover you.
All right. You want me out of here? All right. I'll ride out of here. It's your posse now. And may God help you both.
bad?
I don't know.
He's dead. Well, we got things to do. Gotta get these bodies back into town. Round up the horses, gather the men. Where's Seth Jr.?
He was sent back for help.
Help! Oh, yes. I remember. Let's get busy. Come on, give me a hand.
Your son is dead, Marshal.
Just turned 18. Wanted to be a lawman. Was so happy being with me. Give me a hand, will you?
All the Striders are dead. Wilson, Owens, and my son. I'll tell you what happened as soon as you get this man to a doctor. He's hurt badly. Now I'll tell you what happened. This man, Heath Barkley, aided and abetted by his brother here, disobeyed my orders, attacked me physically, and took over the posse.
Heath Barkley? Nick?
Yes, and I'm preferring charges against both of them for preventing me from doing my duty.
Marshal, you know what happened up there.
Furthermore, my son's death was due directly to their act. I want you to arrest these men, Sheriff. Charge is murder.
Victoria. Good to see you. Won't you sit down? I had hoped to call on you, Victoria, but somehow, after all this...
Seth, I wanted you to know how badly I feel, how badly my whole family feels about your son.
He was a good boy. He always tried to do the right thing. That's the way he died. I knew you'd understand, Victoria, because you've always been an understanding woman. I remember your kindness to me the first time we met. Do you remember where that was?
Emily Fletcher's party.
I was a big, clumsy youngster. So shy I didn't dare look at a girl, and then you came over and you put me at my ease. Before the evening was over, you taught me how to dance. You came here to talk about your sons, didn't you?
Seth, I want you to drop these charges against my boys.
I can't do that.
But you've got them up for murder. They're not murderers.
What they did amounted to murder.
They did what they thought was their duty.
Their duty? Interfering with the proper authority. Attacking an officer trying to do his job. Was that their duty?
At the time they took over, were you really the proper authority?
Well, at the time they took over, I had a commission as a federal officer. I had warrants for the Strider brothers' arrest in my pocket. And I had duties that I was sworn to carry out. Yes, I'd say I was the proper authority.
He says...
I know what he says. But I'm interested in what you say because I respect you, Victoria. Now, after seeing me and hearing me, would you say that I look or sound like an insane man? Aren't I pretty much the same as I've always been?
Neither Heath nor I ever said you were insane, but there are such things as, well, lapses.
I don't have lapses, Victoria.
Your son is dead, killed by the Striders. Now, putting Nick and Heath in jail for the rest of their lives is not going to bring him back.
You don't understand. All my life I tried to uphold the law, and that's what I'm trying to do now. And the fact that you and I have known each other for many years cannot alter that.
My son Jared is going to be defending his brothers. Now, he'll do that in every way he can, even if it means destroying you. I beg you, Seth, I beg you, drop these charges right now. Otherwise it will wreck all our lives.
I can't do that, Victoria. See, you don't seem to understand. It isn't only your sons who are on trial here. In a way, I am too, because if they're right and I'm wrong, then I'm a crazy old man who's not fit to be a marshal. And if I can't be that, I might as well be dead.
There's another witness, Curry. Now, he'll testify that...
Jess Curry died of his wounds this morning.
I hope you understand how I feel about this case, Jared. I've always had the greatest regard for you and your family, you know that. But I've got to prosecute to the limit. That's my job. And I can tell you, it's not going to be an easy one for you.
I know that, Dave.
This business about Campbell being unbalanced. I've spent a good amount of time with him the last few days. There's nothing wrong with that man. Him go to pieces in a fight? It's hard to believe.
Well, I intend to prove that that's exactly what happened.
Oh? Well, then you're ready for court on Friday.
As a matter of fact, I've got a favor I want to ask of you.
Just a minute. You're going to ask me to agree to a postponement. I'm afraid that's impossible.
No postponement. I want you to agree to a pretrial investigation at the site of the alleged crime, just to see if it was reasonable to rush that Gatling gun.
Not so many years ago, Seth Campbell and two soldiers charged up a hill into the face of a platoon manning a battery of cannon. Now, maybe that was unreasonable, but the President of the United States personally pinned a medal on Campbell's chest.
And I say it was a different Seth Campbell in a different situation.
Different? In whose judgment? Nick's, Heath's, you, and you. If you were in a jury, would you accept their word over that of a professional soldier, a professional lawman?
Dave, all I'm asking is that we go out there and see for ourselves.
There's nothing to see, nothing. Nick and Heath claimed that it was suicide to rush that Gatling, but Campbell rushed it, and he not only survived, he killed Floyd Strider. Now, even if he'd failed, they still had no right, legal or moral, to defy his authority, because they had sworn an oath to obey him.
And what if he wasn't fit to command?
They had no right to make that judgment.
Dave, these are my brothers I'm defending.
And it was at this point that you gave the order to rush that Gatling while Nick and Heath covered.
That's right.
Was that when...
That's when Heath Barkley tried to prevent my orders from being carried out.
But those orders were carried out, weren't they? The man was killed.
I object. I mean, Jared, I think you're forgetting yourself. The marshal isn't on trial here. You'll have a chance to cross-examine in court.
No, Mr. Dagler, I think it's high time that this entire thing was straightened out once and for all.
All right.
Heath, what happened next?
That's when the marshal ordered another rush.
And you thought that was a mistake?
To rush that tower in broad daylight without cover? Yes, I thought it was a mistake.
And I did, too, along with Curry.
Wait a minute. He can't speak for Curry, Jared. And the rest of this is merely the opinion of your clients.
All right, let's get on with it.
By all means, Mr. Barkley. It was at that point that your brothers attacked me and took over the posse illegally.
You deny that, Heath Barkley?
No.
I really don't know what you're getting at. As far as I can see, this whole thing merely strengthens the position of the prosecution. Now, I don't mind, but you really feel you want to continue?
Yes, I do. Marshal, was your son with you when you came to?
Yes, he was.
What condition were you in?
Well, other than a slight headache, I was fine.
And that's when Seth Jr. left you.
Yes, it was. The fighting continued. Seth went for help.
What happened then?
Well, as I say, the fighting continued. And... Well, it was then that I made a resolve that I was going to get out of it. Matter of fact, I'd been physically forced to stay out of it. I decided to give the Barclays their head. So I left. But I was still head of that posse, Mr. Barkley, and I wasn't going to let the Striders get away.
I don't see any reason to continue this. The main facts have been established.
Not quite. Seems to me we still have a question of the Gatling's field of fire. Now, I suggest that we set the conditions up as they actually were when the fighting broke out. Marshal, I've got a man up there in that tower. He's going to fire that gun on my signal. Can you remember where everyone was when you ordered them to rush that gun?
Yes, of course. Wilson and Curry, they were behind the wall there, in position to rush. And well, the rest of us were all right over here.
Are you sure we're safe from the bullets here?
Oh, yes, we're safe here.
Dave, are you going to tell me that a rational man would send anybody into this field of fire?
What's all this nonsense about a field of fire? When you're in a firefight, sir, you don't sit there like a rat in a trap. You attack.
That's when you mounted your horse and jumped the wall.
Yes, that's right. That's when I mounted my horse and jumped the wall, and if I hadn't, your two brothers would have been slaughtered.
Slaughtered? Heath and Nick was safe from the Gatling gun behind the wall.
Safe, were they? Well, one of the Striders had flanked them, and if I hadn't spotted them, they both would have been killed.
Nick and Heath were busy with two of the Striders. Floyd was up in the tower with the Gatling. Now, where did you spot another Strider?
Right after I'd mounted my horse. Spotted him in the alley down there. I wheeled, and I fired.
You wheeled and fired where?
There.
No, Mother. How'd it go?
He's gone. It's one of the saddest things I've ever done, putting him on that train.
How was he?
Oh, very confused. I don't think he'll ever get used to the idea that his son is gone.
Have a great career end like that.
Well, you all did the best you could. By the way, we've been invited to the Claytons for dinner tonight.
Oh? Oh, say, Nick, that reminds me.
What?
Sarah Purdy's going to be there tonight.
Oh, well, now, that's mighty fine. It's just too bad I'm too tired to do much of anything.
Oh?
Well.
Well, she probably wouldn't have any time for you anyway. You're just a little bit late.
Why?
Well, since you missed that last social, she's just about had her pick of admirers.
You're not talking about the cousin of Jack Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Big green eyes, one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen.
You know, I haven't seen the Claytons for a long time. I think I'll go along.
Do tell.
That's too bad about you being tired, Nick.
Yeah, we'll be sure and give him your regrets.
Pretty green eyes, huh?
Oh, beautiful.
Heath, where do you think you're going?
Oh, I'm just going up to take a bath.
I'll flip it for the tub.
Well, how come?
Well, I haven't been to Clayton's in a long time. Call it.
Well, I thought you was tired.
Tired? I want to get out among them, too. Start dancing. Call it.
Hey, I bet today's a big day, huh?
It's the day, all right. You know, Nancy Staves doesn't come into Stockton, so I have to pick her up at the Stego at 3 o'clock.
You're not nervous, are you?
Nervous? What have I got to be nervous about?
Not a thing?
Darn right. You know, Heath, I must have written Nancy Briggs 100 letters over the past 2 years, and it's just like courting her in person.
You bet.
She's a genteel Eastern woman, but that don't make no difference. She and me are gonna get along just fine.
You don't need any more of that. You're gonna meet that 3 o'clock stage. What do you say I do the honors?
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Heath. Hey, easy, Jim. Ooh. I think Nancy will like these.
Well, we'll soon find out. Hey, easy, Jim.
I'm just fine. I'm just fine.
You sure you can drive that buggy all right?
Yes, I can drive that buggy. Don't worry. Ah, Jim!
Hey, you hurt, Jim?
It's my back again.
Well, don't you move. I better get the doc.
No. Nancy, she's expecting me.
Well, you can't drive that buggy like that.
She's waiting for me. Who's going to pick her up, Heath?
Inside, mister. What happened?
The outlaws were held up.
It was awful, just awful. They shot the driver and that poor girl.
She caught a stray bullet. Miss Briggs here and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
How long ago did they leave?
Oh, about a half an hour. We thought it'd be safer to stay here by the stage.
Oh, you were right. We'll see the sheriff when we get into Stockton.
Do you think we could put the suitcases in your surrey there?
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, I'm supposed to meet someone at Pistico.
Well, I'm Heath Barkley, Miss Briggs, Jim North's friend.
Oh, hello.
I'm afraid I have some disappointing news.
I hope he didn't change his mind.
No, that's just a little trouble with his back. Nothing serious.
Oh, I'm glad. It's nothing to worry about.
In fact, Jim sent these to you.
Oh, they're lovely.
The sooner we get started, the sooner you can tell Jim in person.
Thank you very much, Mr. Barkley. I'll be staying in town for a while. I'd like to buy you a drink sometime if I may.
It'll be my pleasure.
Goodbye, Miss Briggs.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Clayton. And I want to thank you for all the kindness you've shown me.
Don't mention it. Oh, and I'd like to wish you the greatest happiness in your forthcoming marriage.
Thank you. I must confess, Mr. Barkley, I'm a little bit nervous.
Well, there's nothing to be nervous about.
Well, I keep thinking that Jim won't like me.
Oh, Jim will like you. Miss Briggs, have you ever been in Denver?
Denver, no.
Carson City?
No, Mr. Barkley, why?
Oh, you just look familiar to me.
Well, I don't see how that could be. I've never been west of St. Louis. I mean, school teachers see they can't afford to travel very much. Miss Parker, you're a good friend of Jim's, aren't you?
Well, I've known him a long time.
Well, tell me about him.
Well, I wouldn't know where to begin.
What's his favorite kind of food?
Well, I hope you're good with chili peppers.
Chili peppers.
He acquired quite a taste for them in Mexico last year.
Oh.
Oh, didn't he write you about that?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, I guess he wouldn't.
Why? What happened?
Well, there was a flood in some small Mexican border town. He and Maria went down to see what he could do. Stayed about 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. And he's quite a man, and his wife must have been quite a woman to stay down there with him.
Maria's his housekeeper. His wife, Rachel, died 8 years ago.
Oh, of course, his housekeeper. How could I forget? He's mentioned her so often in his letters. How much further do we have to go?
About 20 minutes.
Oh, how much more tired than I thought. Mind if I rest a bit?
It's going to be fine, yes. Here they come. Maria, here, hide this. Quick. No, Maria, how do I look?
Oh, you look handsome, Senor Jim.
Good, come, Maria. Maria, I will stand here. You open the door.
Yes.
Well, there she is, Jim, safe and sound.
Please, I take.
I'm so glad you're here. Did you have a nice trip?
Oh, yes, it was fun.
Wonderful. I'm glad you had a nice trip.
I better be going, Jim.
Oh, no, Heath. No, stay. Have some coffee or something. Come in, come in. You must be tired, Nancy. The coffee will pick you up. And we'll have something to eat. Come on, sit down. Right here. Sit down. Nancy, you and me, we got a lot to talk about.
I suppose we do.
Now you can understand why I didn't ask for your picture. It means I'd have to send you one of mine. Well, I didn't want you to see what I looked like, my age and all.
Jim, you don't have to.
Well, now you've seen me. You can turn around and walk out right now, Nancy. I wouldn't blame you one bit, not one bit. Just ask Keith and he'll take you back to town.
I want to stay.
You're sure, Nancy?
I'm sure.
I promise you, you're going to be happy here. I'm going to make you happy. I'll love you. Everybody will.
Jim, I'm happy already, and I'll make you a good wife. The best I know how. Excuse me, dinner will be ready in a few minutes.
Now, Nancy, I don't want you spending all that time in the kitchen from now on. Wait till you see the dinner she's prepared for us. She thought of everything. As a matter of fact, she put in just the right amount of chili pepper.
Oh, with a little help from Maria.
Jim is fortunate to have found you, Nancy. And we're all very glad he did.
Thank you, Mrs. Barclay.
Tell me, what can I do to help you with your wedding?
As a matter of fact, Victoria, I was going to talk to you about that. Nancy would like to go into town to buy a few things.
Well, I'd love to take her. I know just the seamstress to make your wedding dress. Heath can drive us in, and I'm sure there'll be enough time for me to show you our school.
Your school?
I hope you like it. We can use a good elementary grade teacher. The children are lovely, and with your experience, there'll be no problem at all.
Oh, Mrs. Barclay, I don't intend to teach school.
Nancy, in your letters, I thought you said you'd like to maybe teach school.
Oh, well, Jim, I've changed my mind. I don't want to teach school. Oh, I mean, you understand, don't you? I have a more important job here, learning to be a rancher's wife. I want to devote all my time to that.
Of course, Nancy, I understand. I'm sure you do too, Victoria.
Of course. We'll find somebody else.
Dinner is served.
Oh, Jim, would you mind too much if I escorted the next Mrs. North to dinner?
Not at all. Victoria?
glasses and materials. Heath, would you like to help us make a few decisions?
Yeah, well, I think I just made one. I'll be back in 2 hours.
Mr. Barkley, would you care to take a hand?
Well, why not?
Quite a town you've got here, Stockton. Much bigger than I thought.
Growing every day?
Place for expansion. Might be a likely spot for investments.
You're in investments?
Yes, with my father. You may have heard of him. Everett Clayton.
Owns half of San Francisco.
Can we play poker? I want one card.
Mr. Barkley?
3.
The dealer will try his luck with these. And bet $5.
I'll raise you 5.
It's Mr. Barkley's bet.
I'm out.
I said I'd raise you 5.
I'll just call you.
Pull the flush.
Not good enough. Have a full house, all royal.
You didn't have to draw any. I'd say you're a pretty slick dealer.
Take it easy, mister.
Can you get your hand off?
Pull your dog off right now.
Come on, Johnny.
I think I've had enough poker for today, Mr. Barkley. It's a very bad habit of mine, playing poker with strangers. I must get over it. May I buy you that drink now?
Whiskey.
Bartender. 2 whiskeys, please. How is Miss Briggs?
Just fine. She'll be getting married pretty soon.
Well, that's splendid, splendid.
Too bad about that other girl on the stage. What was her name?
Miss Morrison. Sheila Morrison. It's a terrible shame about her.
Was she from out here or just visiting?
Well, I really don't know. She never said much of anything.
Well, you're lucky. Usually a man rides with a woman more than an hour. He gets her life history.
Yes, of course. Would you like a cigar, Mr. Barkley?
No, thanks.
Well, that's unfortunate. Very good, you know.
Jack's Saloon, Copper Creek.
Yes, you've been there, huh?
A couple of years back.
Well, it's a terrible mud hole. I personally am very glad to be out of there.
Well, I must be going. Thanks for the drink, Mr. Clayton. See you around.
I'll look forward to it.
This is the suitcase, Heath. Nobody's called for it, and we ain't found no kin to notify.
Anything in it might help identify her.
Just clothes. Like these. Some sort of dance hall girl, wouldn't you say?
Thanks, Phil.
It's nice of you to ferry me back and forth like this, Heath. Just trying to thank you, that's all. Your mother, she's a wonderful person, you know? I've never met anyone like her. In fact, everyone's been very kind to me. Jim's friends. Everyone. Except you, Heath. You don't like me, do you?
I have no reason not to like you. Do I?
No, you have no reason at all.
I've been waiting for you. Here, Nancy, let me take those. What did you do? Come on in, Heath. You buy the whole store? Well, what's in this one? Oh, let me warn you, Nancy, before I open it up, I'm not one for fancy hats.
I hope it's not too fancy.
No. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Put it on. Oh, she's gonna make a fine wife, ain't she, Heath?
She sure is. Well, I better be getting on, Jim.
You gonna stay for supper?
Well, I'd like to, but it's Brandon time, and you know how that is.
Well, you have to eat. You might as well eat with us. Ain't that right, Nancy?
Yes, please stay, Heath.
I'd like to, but if I don't get back, Nick's liable to fire me.
Oh, listen, if Nick fires you, you come to work for me at twice the pay.
Thanks, Jim. Goodbye, Nancy.
Goodbye, Heath.
Goodbye, Heath. Well, guess we'll get some of this merchandise upstairs. Nancy? What's wrong, Nancy?
Heath doesn't like me.
Doesn't like you? That's the craziest thing I ever heard.
Well, that's true.
But he's a friend. He's a good friend. What reason would he have? Anybody can see how beautiful you are and how happy you're making me. Any man would be a fool not liking you, loving you. Maybe he likes you too much. He likes you too much, and he's afraid to admit it. You know, young fellas are like that sometimes.
No, Jim, it's nothing like that.
You're the prettiest girl ever to come to Stockton. Prettiest girl most likely ever to show up here. That's it, all right. If I'd known you were half as beautiful as you are, I'd have sent Shorty, my foreman, to pick you up. He's about as tall as he is wide and handsome as a mud fence.
Jim, I want you to promise me to never be jealous of Heath, of Shorty, anyone. Promise me that.
I promise.
You're what I want, Jim. Just what I want.
Nancy.
But, Jared, you're going to San Francisco anyway. Now, couldn't you at least stop by Black & Foster's and see if you can find something?
Yes, I will be in San Francisco. Yes, I could stop by Black & Foster's. However, as much as I like Jim and his bride-to-be and wish them every happiness...
Well, it's not a question of their happiness. It's a question of a wedding gift.
Ah, that's important, true.
But so is this extremely complicated case I'm trying.
Well, I suppose I could find something here in Stockton.
As a matter of fact, I saw 2 beautiful silver candelabras at Hammond's.
Candelabras?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think about that, Heath?
Oh, fine.
Heath, you know we got a whole army of our cattle out there waiting to be branded.
I'm leaving town for a few days, Nick.
After Friday.
Can't wait till then.
Well, I can't spare you. I need to finish that branding.
I'll hire some extra men.
We've hired all the extra men we can. What I need is a man out there to take charge and give orders, like he owned as much of this ranch as I do.
Well, gentlemen, lovely lady, I bid you good morning. And please, do not fail to let me know how all this comes out.
What do you have to do that's so all-fired important?
Never mind. It'll wait till Friday.
Well, after Friday, you can take off for a week. If you like, you can go to China for all I care.
Heath, something is wrong, isn't it?
I'm not ready to talk about it just yet, Mother.
Can you put his feet up? What do you think?
Oh, I think it looks very nice.
Maria, when we started this about an hour ago, the lamp was right where it is. The side table right where it is. Right back where we started.
But the chair, we have moved the chair.
Yes, we moved it about 2 feet. Oh, Maria, I'm hopeless. I'll just have to face up to the fact that Jim's wife, Rachel, she knew where to put a piece of furniture and make it stick. Maria, what kind of woman was she?
Oh, she was a nice woman, a good woman.
Come sit beside me. Come on, sit down.
All right.
Tell me about her.
You love him very much, don't you?
Yes, I do. I love him.
You are good for him. Better in a way than she could ever be. there is a lightness in him, a laughter. It was never there before. Never.
Well, then, you think if I can't cook as well as she could, or sew, or move furniture, you think we'll be all right together?
Oh, you'll be much better than all right together.
Thank you, Maria.
Well, what are you two cooking up? And Maria, talking about cooking.
I will have lunch ready in just a few minutes.
Good. Well, Nancy, what have you been up to? Well, how about that? After 25 years, I can finally put my feet up. Thank you, Nancy.
Well, I'm looking for Mr. Jim North.
You're looking at him? Come on in. What can I do for you?
Well, the gentleman at the bank told me I should look you up, sir. I'm Reed Clayton. I understand you have some acreage for sale.
I have lots of acreage, Mr. Clayton, but I don't know where you got the idea that any of it was for sale.
Hello, Miss Briggs. Nice to see you again.
Hello, Mr. Clayton.
You two know each other?
Oh, yes, he was the gentleman that was so kind to me on the stagecoach.
Oh, Mr. Clayton, pleasure to thank you for that.
Well, don't thank me, sir. Now, if I could talk to you about that acreage, I think I should tell you I represent Clayton Industries. You've heard of us, of course.
Oh, yes, I have. Are you planning to put in an operation here?
Yes, sir, a packing plant. It would employ about 300 people. Now, I know that might not mean much to you, sir, but to the people of Stockton, it might mean a great deal.
Yes, it would. I'll tell you what, Mr. Clayton, I'll saddle up a horse and we'll go for a ride. Maybe we can talk business. Nancy, would you get Mr. Clayton a drink?
Let's jump here. Oh, Heath, what a lovely ranch. What a perfect spot for a picnic. Are there fish in that stream?
Some.
Sit down. Talk to me.
We better be getting back. It's getting late.
Yes, of course. Heath, you know Jim loves me very much, don't you? I love him. I want to make him happy. I can make him happy. You want him to be happy too, Heath. I know that. That's really why I came here today. Jim knows you don't like me. He doesn't know why any more than I do, but it's just eating him up. I love this country. Heath, what are you trying to do to me and to Jim unless you really want to hurt him?
I don't want to hurt anyone. Least of all, Jim.
Well, then remember this. If you do anything to hurt me, you hurt Jim much more.
What happened?
Reed, it's not going to work.
You told me yesterday everything was fine.
With Jim, at Heath Barkley.
You're not marrying Heath Barkley, you're marrying Jim North.
Not if Heath Barkley has his way.
What's he done?
Done? He's done nothing.
Well, then calm down.
I just can't reach him. I can't get through to him. He's not the kind you can buy off. He has a feeling there's something wrong.
All right, he has a feeling, so?
I know this kind, and I know he's not going to stop.
I told you to calm down.
I don't want to be around, Reed, when he starts shaking things up.
When he finds out. If he finds out, you'll be long married. You'll be Mrs. Jim North, the lady of the manor.
Copper Creek isn't that far away, Reed.
Don't worry about it. Everything's going beautifully, beautifully. You act as if you were made for this.
Reed, I'll slip. I'll say something, I'll do something, and Jim, he'll find out the truth.
No, he won't. Because he's so madly in love with you, he wouldn't see the truth of it. It was lit up with fire on the mountain. And that's the truth.
I just can't hurt him. He's a good man. He's a decent man.
He's an old man. He's a rich old man. He's buying more beauty and more love with his money than he deserves. And we're taking far less than we could get. Should get.
Reed, this was a mistake. It was a mistake right from the beginning.
Do you remember when you told me that I'd given you hope? That I'd shown you a way of life you didn't even know existed? You can have that way of life right now.
No, not like this.
Just like this. For you and I, that's the way it's got to be. We knew that when it started. Do you remember Copper Creek? The saloon at Copper Creek? Do you remember how I hated you in those garish clothes, showing yourself to everybody? Do you remember how you hated yourself? Can you go back to that now? So now you just think about the two of us. In a couple of months, after you leave him, I'll take you back home with me. And you can be Mrs. Reed Clayton.
Back home? I thought your father disowned you.
Well, when I can prove myself. There's no more the black sheep for me. I've got the brains to make it big in the business world. But I need a stake, and you're going to get it for me.
I don't want to hurt Jim.
Now, I want you to forget about that old man and think about me. About me. Because I can't make it anymore, drifting around from town to town, winning a dollar here and there in a cheap poker game. I need your help. So I want you to go back to Jim North and forget all about Heath Barkley.
Hey, Clayton.
I didn't hear you knock, Kiefer. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. I'm sure that everything will be just fine. Everything. I don't like your timing very much, Kiefer, but thanks for coming.
Bartender said you wanted to see me. Now, what have I got? It's worth 10 of your dollars.
Well, if we can come to an agreement, we'll call that a down payment on services rendered.
What do you got in mind?
Do you remember the gentleman we played poker with the other day? Mr. Heath Barkley?
Nancy?
I'm in here, Jim.
Did you have a good day?
And you?
Well, I've been spending my time with Jared.
Oh.
Well, aren't you going to ask me what we were doing? It was mighty important business.
All right. What were you doing?
Nancy, you're not really interested, are you?
Yes, I'm really interested.
Well, I made out my new will. Them lawyers, they sure know how to take something simple and make it complicated. My whole life went into building up this place. Sure, I had a few rough years, but now I got something I'm really proud of. Nancy, something I'm proud to give you.
It's too soon. We've only known each other less than a week. How do you know things are going to work out?
From the moment I first saw you, I knew things were going to work out.
This ranch, everything, it's too much.
Too much? It's not enough. Nancy, I don't know how to say it. But in a way, this ranch, well, it's me. That's what I want to give you.
Jim, excuse me, I have to go upstairs.
Nancy? Nancy, can I come in?
Come in.
Nancy, why are you packing?
I'm leaving. Maybe we were wrong to think these things could work out by letters.
But the letters are over now. It's a time we've been together that's important, isn't it? That's when we really began to fall in love.
Jim, I'll make a mess of things. I'll make everyone unhappy. Heath, your friend.
What about him?
I saw him today, and Jim, you must let me go. It won't work.
You saw Heath today.
Oh, yes. Victoria was going to show me around the ranch, but she was gone.
Instead, Heath did. Here it is the height of branding season. He doesn't like you, yet he spends time running you around the ranch.
Jim, it's nothing like that.
I got something to straighten out.
Jim, I know where you're going, but you're wrong.
Nancy, you're in my way.
Heath had nothing to do with it.
I'm afraid he does.
Jim, please.
Heath, I want to talk to you.
Jim, I gotta catch a train.
I want to talk to you now.
When I get back?
It'll be too late. Get on off that horse.
All right, Jim, what's bothering you?
Where you going in such a hurry?
I'm afraid that's personal.
Personal and coincidental.
What are you talking about?
You and Nancy leaving town at the same time.
Nancy leaving?
You don't know anything about that, do you? Heath, when Nancy came to me, she brought me more happiness than I'd thought I'd ever know. I haven't got the words to explain to you what she means to me, but if I lose her, I'm finished. I'm a proud man, Heath. But I'm asking you to leave her be. You're a young fella. There'll be lots of girls for you.
Jim, it's nothing like that.
Don't play innocent with me. I know what you've been up to. Taking her for rides. Asking her to come up to the ranch to see you.
Look, Jim, if Nancy said anything like that, why...
Say anything? She's too much of a lady to say anything. I'm saying...
Jim, you're wrong. I'm not going to argue with you now. Not now.
You're not going to take her away from me without a fight?
Jim, I'm not going to fight with you. You're wrong in what you're thinking, Jim. One of these days you're going to see that. Your dog, mister.
I guess he just don't like your smell. Mister, you just hit my dog. Like hitting me. Now you're gonna have to draw.
I'm a witness. I saw the whole thing. The man was drawn on you. I'll testify to that.
Thanks, Herb.
You know who he was?
No idea.
Well, you're in the clear.
I better get the sheriff.
Yes, sir.
I'd like a ticket to Copper Creek, please.
Copper Creek.
Just about closing, mister. You're gonna have to drink it fast.
Don't want to drink, just some information.
What kind of information?
Now, come on, give me a little kiss, huh?
I don't want to be.
You like that, don't you? Sure you do.
Excuse me, mister.
Good, well, go home with the powder, huh?
Come on, cowboy. The lady's had enough of your
What do you mean?
attention.
I just
Let's
wanted to
go.
be
We're
citizen.
closing.
Now,
Let's go home now. The lady don't care for your company anymore.
Well, you found what you were looking for, Heath. Might as well sit down and have a drink.
Now, what was that question, mister?
Never mind. Last drink I had in this saloon was, 3 years ago.
3 years? Whew, that's a lot of drinks ago.
That girl on the stage, you changed places with her, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew sooner or later you'd find out.
Is that why you left?
One thing Reed taught me is when to throw in a bad hand. Was it Jim you're worried about? Well, let me tell you something. How would he feel after 2 months if his wife told me that she didn't love him anymore and she leaves? Naturally, a nice financial settlement would be in order.
You know, you had me fooled a couple of times.
Did I?
At the stream that day, the way you talked.
Huh?
I thought maybe for a minute there I was wrong. Maybe you really did love Jim.
Not a chance. I'm sorry if I made him think different.
But that's the way it goes, huh?
That's the way it goes. I know he had a different kind of picture of me, but I want you to do me a favor. When you see Jim, you give him this. That's really how I look. And when he feels sad, this will cheer him up. All he has to do is look at it, and he will feel very lucky that I left him. And now why don't you leave, Heath?
He loves you. You know that, don't you?
That's not my fault.
I think it is. Whatever Jim is, he's not a fool. You gave him back something.
But not love. Maybe kindness to an old man, but not love. Anyway, it's over. It's all over. You said he loved me. Well, he didn't. He loved a girl called Nancy Briggs.
But in Jim's eyes, you were Nancy Briggs.
I'm tired, Heath. I'm going home. Good night.
Mind if I walk with you?
Suit yourself. There's a gun pointed at you right across the street. I swear I didn't know he was here.
Hey, ready? Cup of coffee before we ride out? I would catch some on the range.
What are you so worried about? You did all you could. You brought her back. The rest of it's up to Jim.
That's right.
As if she has the guts to tell him the truth.
She should tell him.
And Jim should take it.
Good morning. Aren't you going to have any coffee before you leave?
No, Mother. Heath here is just itching to catch up with some branding he owes me, so we gotta get going.
We'll see you later, Mother. Oh, if there's any news from Nancy and Jim, would you send one of the hands out and let me know?
No, I think I'll ride over myself.
I get it. Oh, Nancy, Jim, come on in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heath.
Next time you kiss Nancy, you'll be kissing the bride.
Well, congratulations, Jim.
Oh, I'm so happy for both of you.
Best wishes to you, Jim.
Thanks. Victoria.